Good morning, everybody. Our doors are opening. Good morning. Hi, John. How are you? Good morning. Hi, Linda.
Hello.
I love seeing all the people come in. I tell everybody every week, it's like I had a party and who's going to show up?
Who's going to come?
And
it's all at once.
And it's all at once.
Yeah.
But we'll just give it a moment here to let people get in the door and then we will get started. Oh, goodness. Okay, here we go. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. This is Tuesday morning. It's Village Chat, and we're in the middle of a very fun series. If I haven't met you, my name is Candace Swick. I'm the marketing director here at Westminster Village, and I have a table of ladies today. So this week we have Jan Taylor, who is a resident and fellow travel enthusiast with us. And then we all know Stephanie Smith, who is come out of her office to join us today. So it's going to be a fun day. We're going on another trip.
It is. Sounds good.
So we have been in the middle, for summer, we embarked on this really fun series it was actually our residents at our STAR event that recommended it, and we have put it together. And I actually think, to be quite honest, that this week, not that last week was bad, but I think we've even got more stuff to share. So pretty excited. So last week we headed, northeast, and we had Anna Wilson with us, and she's a native of that area. She grew up over there, and we headed to Limberlost over in Bern, Indiana, and kind of explored all through there. This week, which I'm a huge fan of Limberlost. I love Jean Stratton Porter as an author, and just her books really have moved me when I was younger. So that was fun. But this week we're heading off to one of my favorite places in the whole state. It's Columbus, Indiana. And if you are not familiar, it is quite the architectural capital. It's really fascinating. It's mid-century modern architecture, and it's kind of mind-boggling that it's in the middle of the Midwest, and it's just full of art and architecture. And there's some specific things that happen in the city to make that happen. We actually have a video that later on, when we send you the presentation that has all these links in it, you'll have a link and you can watch the video on the history of that. It's a little bit too long to share here. And since we struggled with video last year, we're just going to, last week, we'll skip that part.
Cut it out.
So before we jump in, Jan, can you just share with us how you came to the village? How long,
Sure.
A little bit about yourself?
Sure. My husband and I moved here in November 2020. And both of us, we were from a suburb of Chicago, so Northwest Illinois. And we have loved it here. We feel like we're in a family. When we moved here, we only knew our marketing people. And now I couldn't number how many friends and good neighbors we have acquired. So living here has been really just wonderful. It's expanded our lives much more than they were when we were in Illinois. So we're very happy to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. I've enjoyed you being here. Well, you know what, before we jump into our presentation today, one more thing. So, for the longest time, we would do participation prizes.
Correct.
And we haven't done one in a while. And we were talking when we met to put this together that we should do one for this whole month. So we've come up with something. So some of the things we thought you should have when you're on a day trip is a cooler bag. You should have a cooler bag so you can put little drinks and snacks inside. So
and souvenirs too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you can carry all your things souvenirs.
You pick up along the way.
So we have put together this prize package for participation prize for everybody who attends. This, you guys, I need to get one of these.
It's
because
amazing.
You have this handle here. You have a big handle here. It has, if you open this up, it has a lid so that you can actually quick access. And then this particular one even comes with these containers so you can put little snacks, like fruit snacks or stuff from home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's really
all
a
of that.
bonus.
And then you can have these stretchy things to put your picnic blanket, tuck it in there so you can carry it. So we're also including our new Live Well Center water bottles. Melissa and I worked to design these for them. The nifty thing about these is that this bottom piece comes off. You can not only drink out of it, which is your first inclination, but it's actually storage for medicines. So pop your, your medications in there and you have them to go.
Right,
Right
with your
there,
water.
with your water already ready to
Perfect.
go.
Yes.
So the other thing, excuse me, that we wanted to share that we will include with this is Anna had shared, let's hold that up for everybody to see. Some of the facts and places that we figured out to go came from this interesting series of books. It's Indiana Curiosities. Anna shared these with us. This was an older version. This is a newer version because they update this.
Correct. Sure.
So, I'm sorry, I got that backwards. This was the first edition. This is the second edition. No, I said it right. So we're going to include a copy of this with this package. And then you brought us this really interesting pocket guide, road trip pocket guide, history of Indiana.
Right.
Full of other interesting things.
So it will fit right in there and you can just check out wherever you are. You can check out what's in the area and what you might like to go and check out and see, or
it's really
find a museum about
interesting.
something.
It's divided up by quadrant, similar to how we decided to divide up
Right.
and then you also wanted to share, you want to tell everybody about this?
There is a festival guide available at indianafestivals.org, and it goes through all the festivals from January through December, all around the whole state, with the dates and a little blurb about what they do and what's available there, and lots of advertising, but that's what you want to know if you're going to a festival or an area. So just go on indianafestivals.org and you'll get a current one, or get on their mailing list, or whatever. So
I
it's
thought
good
that
to
was
know.
really helpful because you could kind of plan when you're going based around a festival.
Right.
And Oliver Winery is on here, which is one of the places that we have listed today.
For today, exactly.
Because today we're going winery hopping. Is that what you call it? Winery hopping?
Distillery and
distilleries. Okay.
Yes.
So before we jump in, you have our first curiosity to share with everybody. This is really interesting.
This is amazing. And it really fits in great with July 20th coming up, which is a special date in space history. In Illinois, I'm sorry. I'm in Indiana, right? Sorry about that. I only lived in Illinois 70 plus years. So, a year and a half here, I still have to get it in my mind. I know where I'm at. There's only been 200 astronauts trained by NASA in the last 50 years. And there's over 3,000 counties in the United States. So what are the chances that 3 astronauts would come from Indiana, from one county in Indiana?
That's wild.
That is wild. Only 3, right?
Yeah. So only how many astronauts trained in total? 200? 200 out of all the counties in the country.
3,000 counties.
3,000 counties in the whole country. And out of 200 of those, 3 of them are from one county in Indiana. Which county was it? Lawrence
County, right. And of course, Virgil Grissom, Kenneth Bowersox, and Charles Walker. Obviously, they all didn't go to the moon and all of that, but nonetheless, they were still NASA trained astronauts. So that's pretty amazing. So just one little fact from this book, just one, and look at the book, so you can imagine.
It's just interesting. All right, so let's get started here. We're gonna give me a second. We're gonna share our screen and take us on a trip. Okay, so as you can see, we are heading southeast. We're gonna head straight down 65, go around Indianapolis and head down, continuing on 65 down to Columbus as our first stop. It's about a 2-hour drive time. And then we're gonna head over into Brown County. We'll go back west to go back home. We'll kind of loop back up and we'll go through Brown County, which takes us through Nashville and up through Mooresville and back up to 65 through Brownsburg. All right, so this is what you see when you come into Columbus. It is an iconic bridge. It's the Robert Stewart Bridge, and one of the, I think everybody has seen this. If you're driving down 65, you see this bridge. And what I don't know, that if you have never gone into Columbus, what you might not know is that it's just like the beginning
It
of
is.
this amazing
Right.
architectural place. So one of the things that I love about Columbus is it's very visitor friendly. This is an example of some of the structures. So what they did is there was a group, there was one of the companies in this
Mhm.
video that I have linked here. You guys can watch. It's about 10 minutes long. Actually, it's about 12.
Okay.
And you can watch it at home later on today. We'll send it to you so you can, it's just a short, but it really explains how this came about. How did they end up with all of these extremely modern structures? Because this foundation came together and said, if you're going to build something, so we'll pay for the architect. So
Mhm.
they pay the architect fees. The company's going to build something anyway. You know, a
Right.
church is going to build a church.
Right.
So they pay for the architect fees, and it became, that's what started it. So you can go, my mother and I did this about, I hate to say this, it was like 20 years ago.
Oh.
I didn't realize it was that long. I thought I had just gone, maybe 10 years ago. No. So you can go to the visitor center, and they are so helpful there. They will give you this map that they have, and it's all very walkable.
Mhm.
Like you really
Correct.
can walk this town and see
Mhm.
all these structures. But there's a lot of the churches. The map is like $3. The visitor center is actually, it's something to see in itself.
It's architecture in itself, right?
Yeah, it is. It's interesting because what you see here, that's a church, that's a church, that there's a lot of churches, that's a church, and then there's a lot of public art. This
Which-
is actually, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the public art has a lot of variety too.
It does.
And color and shape and size. It's just amazing.
It's very modern art, but there are some historical houses that you wouldn't want to miss when you go,
Right,
because then you'll see the more traditional.
right.
So there's some really beautiful Victorian gardens. So I want you to take note of this Space Needle looking building right there at the top of this page, the Space Needle building. That is the North Christian Church. I have been in this structure. It's really awe-inspiring and breathtaking. This is from the inside. This is what this looks like. It does kind of feel like you're in a
space.
space.
That's what it comes
Which,
across
when
to
you
me.
think of a
Yeah.
church, it's meant to make you feel like you're being transported. It's
up.
transformative.
Right.
So I see where they were going with that, but it's just, I don't know that you can get the sense of how big it is. It's really big. Inside, you feel it's large feeling.
Do they do church tours?
They do.
And so you could find that out at the visitor center
Yes.
too.
So when we went, we did a walking tour, and it was guided, but you could do
Right.
self-guided as well.
Oh, okay.
And it really was inexpensive.
Right.
The guided tours, I think, were like $15 now.
Mhm.
It might have gone up since then. I need to remember, this is 20 years ago. But
Well, they probably have different length tours for
Mhm.
people to accommodate how
It
much
does.
walking you
I
might
mean,
want to do.
it takes about, they say on the website, when I went there, it takes about 2 hours.
Okay.
2 hours to kind of walk through, and you could go slower, you could go faster, but a lot
Yeah.
about 2 hours to get through it. And so this was a place that you found
I
that
did.
wasn't it. I don't remember this when we went, so I don't know if it's new or not, but this is actually, it's Mill Race Park.
Right. One of the top 100 parks in the United States.
And I mean, really interesting that this, it would be like a top.
Right.
I didn't even know they rated parks like that.
Right. Well, this park has so much to offer. It has walking trails. It has an amphitheater where they'll do live music and performances on, certain event times. Has playground for children, but you can see walking through, you almost feel architecture again.
Yeah, you're walking through the art.
And even nature architecture with the trees and the foliage and things that a park would offer.
Well, and there's an observation tower.
Yes, 84 foot.
That you can climb.
Right. So you can imagine the view.
Get your tennis shoes on.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's a view that you can climb up and look and see.
True.
Then all the different architecturally
Right.
significant
Right.
buildings and structures around. And you'll notice here in the far corner here, this is an example of some of the public art and sculpture that's around. town. It's
It's
interspersed.
just amazing. You almost can't describe it. You just have to, it's a place you have to see
Mhm.
and get the whole view, the
Yeah.
panoramic view. Yes.
It really is. It really is.
Correct. Yeah.
So now we decided we should
yes.
eat.
Definitely.
So,
After all the
so
walking
you
and-
walked all that
Yeah,
way, it's 2
right.
hours, you should eat. So you
right.
should go visit a historic ice cream
Cream
parlor, and it's a museum.
Right.
It's a really fascinating place. I was able to actually find an original photo. This is, I'm going to say it wrong. Can you say that right? Zaharakos.
Something like
I'm
that.
gonna butcher it. Can you
It's
do
the
it?
only one there.
Zaharakos? Zaharakos?
I think that's correct. It's the only one there. And I know my daughter she lives in Greenwood, so it's close to Columbus. They go every year at least once. Their boys just love it because of the concoctions and creations of ice cream, but it helps the kids learn about old time soda jerks and soda fountain creations. And then people our age can reminisce about having those and tell the stories of being there
Mhm.
and enjoying ice cream and a lovely afternoon or evening. So
It
it is a
looks-
must see, and the museum is really worthwhile.
It looks, so there's a link here. When you get this presentation, you can go on
Mhm.
their website and check it out. But I think it's a must stop.
I would agree, especially you have to have refreshment after all the walking around.
You do. Well, and
For
then,
sure.
so after you do that, we thought that you should get in your car, and now
Yes.
it's time to shop.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
would have started
No
there.
trip.
You
is
had
go-
started, you had started
Right.
there. Well, you could go back the other way.
No trip's complete without a little shopping.
You got your education in, then you ate, and you got more education with eating. Now we get to
Exactly.
go shop and explore art that is for purchase. So get in your car, head west over to Nashville, Indiana. It's in Brown County. Absolutely beautiful. I've been
Yeah.
here a number of times. If you haven't been there, it's interesting. It's a tiny little town.
Mhm.
The fall, I would say fall. I've been in spring and I've been in fall. Fall is stunning because Brown County in the fall is unbelievable with the
Yes.
change of the leaves. It's like our own slice of Maine or something.
Right, because there's
A
so
place
many
to
different
go.
trees that have different colors, so they all blend so
It
beautifully.
is stunning. Joe and I spent
Mhm.
our first anniversary there
Great.
and spent a weekend down in
Mhm.
Nashville. Tons of shops, tons of restaurants, tons. And then on top of all of the shops and restaurants, I don't know that I ever really realized it. I guess I did, because when we go there, we're hopping from winery and distillery to wine. There's a lot of wineries and distilleries, like a congested amount
all
in
in a
Brown
small
County.
space.
Yes.
Yes, in a small space.
So you could almost spend a whole other day.
You could.
I mean, I could recommend that you drive over here,
Mhm.
rent a little cabin.
Don't drive anymore.
Don't drive anymore. There's a lot of places downtown Nashville that you can rent. Stop, rent a little cabin, and just go hopping.
Mhm.
Just go hopping because it's really fun. And there's lots of. So what we did was we actually it's known for the wine and spirits and foodie stuff. Joe and I found all kinds of, we love to cook, and there's all kinds of little foodie stores
Great.
with like
yes.
specialty oils and all this stuff. So
Spices.
yeah.
Yeah.
we loaded up.
Vinegars.
It was so
all
fun.
Mustards.
All of
all of
that. It's
that.
like all
Great.
of these specialty stores alongside of art. There's a lot of art
Mhm.
in Nashville.
Mhm.
A lot of little art galleries. All right. So what we did was we listed out most of, I mean, I think I probably missed some.
That's quite a list, but I think you picked the
I kind
highlighted
of picked the highlighted ones.
highly recommended
All
and
of
very well
these-
established places.
Yeah.
All of these I've been to.
Mhm.
The Hard Truth Distillery is the local, like probably the most known distillery
Yes,
down in that area.
right.
And so Joe and I went there. What's exciting for all of you that are right here is Hard Truth Distillery just opened in Lafayette.
Oh.
Yeah, they have like a tasting room restaurant. Their food. So we say you should go here for dinner. That's what we were thinking. Although there's
Okay.
plenty of other places, but I think don't miss it because it was shockingly good.
Good, right.
And the atmosphere was really fun. So I
But
actually
they have live music there.
they
too,
have
don't
live music, they
Mhm.
have outdoor games. This place is massive. It's a massive huge. I mean, you can go on tours.
Right.
It's on a lot of acreage. It's in the hills, and people call that area kind of like a mini,
Like Gatlinburg. type
yeah, I mean,
area.
it's like, it
Okay.
kind of feels like that down
Mhm.
there in Nashville. It's like our own little mini version of Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge, perfect,
Yeah.
right.
It'd be
Mhm.
fun in the fall.
It's really neat.
Great
And
weather and
so you can do the tasting of all the wines in the distillery, but their food was amazing. Then outdoors, they have like fire pits and games. So it's actually fun for kids,
Right.
families, lots of
Mhm.
outdoor games for the families and kids. So I thought that was interesting. It doesn't just have to be a girls' weekend
Right.
or a romantic getaway. You can take your kids
and
there.
have fun.
It's
Yeah.
total kid friendly. Now, I don't know that I want my kids along when I'm hopping from.
One distillery or brewery
Yeah,
to another.
well, mine are still young.
Okay.
So, I mean, I still have teenagers.
Uh-huh.
You have older. You
go
have
with me.
older. So
Older, yes.
give me 10 years and I'll drag be along with me and we'll all be good. I thought that was fun. So wrapping up after that, that was the end of our little tour through there. Then we thought that we had some other places that we found in here, excuse me, that we thought you just have to stop at
Right. On the
So,
way back.
on the way back, because after you leave there, you'll kind of go up through Bloomington
Ten.
and go up I-69
Mhm.
and head back up. You'll end up driving through Mooresville,
Bill,
through
Town,
Martinsville,
Right.
and then you'll be on the outskirts of Brownsburg.
Yep.
So we found some
Some
real
really
oddity.
amazing places.
Really
we didn't know-
interesting.
We did not know they were there.
No, so the
No.
first one is in Mooresville. Now, this is just scientifically fascinating. I had
Yes.
no idea. I haven't been here, but I'm gonna have to go find it. Did you know that there is an anti-gravity hill in Mooresville?
No, we.
Yeah,
Did not know.
it's called the Gravity Hill. And it's also known as Magnetic Hill, and it's found on State Road 42, just south of Mooresville. You literally, water runs up. Yes, I just
Which you can't comprehend.
I don't know. People park their cars at the bottom of the hill, put it in neutral, and try to like go. They can't go forward or they can't go back. It won't do it.
Does it explain why? or how?
No, it
You
doesn't.
have to experience it.
I need to go
We
experience
have to
Well, I'm
it.
try it.
going.
I don't believe this.
Wow.
So this is in Mooresville.
I
So
drive through there all the time.
I know you do, and my aunt lives in Bloomington.
Okay.
So I'm like,
So you're gonna have to check that out.
I'm going the other way around because we usually go down 231.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm gonna go the other way around because I need to see this. And then, okay, these are the funny
Well,
ones.
Yeah,
When you go up to Brownsburg,
that's right, yes.
when you get up to Brownsburg, so there's, people have obsessions in life.
Right.
There's things that you find interesting and maybe you collect them. And if you're
Mhm.
going to be interested in something, why not go for it with gusto?
Mm.
You should.
All
Give
in.
all in.
All
Yeah,
in,
but what
right.
is it that this person's all in on?
Did you know that there's a museum for mousetraps?
Had no idea.
No idea. No,
And apparently we need to see it.
yeah.
So there's mousetraps going back to the turn of the century. This gentleman, Tim Evans of Brownsburg, him and his father started this collection. He has since turned it into a private museum that you actually have to call. You have to email him and book a private tour. It's not regular hours because this is his hobby, but it's this very large collection that warrants having a museum.
And it's interesting to hear how he acquired these. And
Yes.
And he knows some of the history of why they were the way they were and
The
so on and so forth.
effectiveness or the
Effect-
not
Right,
effectiveness.
exactly.
Hmm. Everybody has something.
Everybody has something.
Right, and
And-
he's got mouse traps.
He's got, I mean, I thought I'm just gonna have to go see mousetraps. I mean, this book is called Curiosities.
Mhm.
I mean, for a reason, right?
Right.
So the next one we thought that's not as, this is more normal,
Yeah.
but it would be interesting, is there's a John Wayne Museum, Wayne's World.
Oh.
Another gentleman has this, he's just for years has collected John Wayne memorabilia, paraphernalia. And so it's a private museum. And he doesn't even have room for everything because it's busted out of the seams. It's like 500 square feet. He has over 4,000 items in a private
Wow.
collection.
And that's around
So,
Brownsburg too.
This
isn't
is in Brownsburg
So
too.
there's two. You could do the Mousetrap and.
Mousetrap and
Wayne's-
then go see John Wayne.
John Wayne.
I don't know how he connects to the Mousetraps,
but-
but
They're in Brownsburg.
there is. Now, the other thing we wanted to mention, if you're down in Brown County, is Brown
Mhm.
County State Park. You absolutely need to go.
Oh,
If you're there in the
yeah.
fall, you're just,
Absolutely.
the drive itself
Mhm.
is stunning. You can go on walks and hikes, and then just north of there is I marked it here. It's the Yellowwood State Forest.
Yes.
So it's north of Brown County State
Mhm.
Park, just north of it, and you can drive up there.
Mhm.
Known for its rock formations,
Mhm.
but there is an oddity there. There is a boulder. It is a giant boulder, a 1/4 ton boulder that has grown into the trunk of a tree 30 feet off the ground.
And the tree is still alive.
And the tree's still alive. And this
Which-
boulder, a 1/4 ton, is up in the air, 30 feet off the ground.
So that's another oddity.
Yeah, so people
Yeah.
they think it reminds them of like UFOs or something.
Hmm,
Anyways, so people go there to see this thing.
Very interesting.
So if you're gonna go to Yellowwood State Park, just north of, you really could make an entire
You-
weekend.
Yes, I
Or
think to
more
do it
even.
justice, you really would have to.
Yeah.
And even Columbus, I mean, you could do a
I could do a whole
day,
weekend there.
but
Yeah.
yeah, you could do a day there and then even 2 days in Brown County area
Yeah,
For sure.
with these little side trips. To
there's
check
just
out,
a lot.
there
The
is a
mousetraps.
lot.
And go see
Right,
the mouse.
traps, absolutely. I just can't imagine.
I
And the
just said-
Gravity Hill.
The Gravity Hill,
Hill,
I
you
have to go to.
experience that.
If somebody goes to Gravity Hill or
Yeah.
knows about this, I really need you to comment.
Exactly.
I
If
really,
you've
I
been
really,
there
or
or
you're gonna
tried it, we want to know.
something, I need to know.
Right.
So yeah, or send it back in the email. I'll send out later today with the recording of this, and I will send this whole presentation to you with all these links that we embedded, so you can go and plan your own
A
trip.
It's certainly sounds like a great way to spend summer or fall or
I think
even the
so.
spring, but definitely summer and fall.
Should I tell Ben that I need an extra week off?
Well, it's work related.
I have to
It's
do
work
research.
related.
I need to
Yes.
follow up and
Only
make,
if we all get to go with you.
Yeah.
okay,
That
well,
would
we
be
need, can it
fun.
be a plan?
That would be really
We'll
fun.
tell him, we'll tell him we
We'll
have
see
to
where
do
that
planning.
goes.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
there's that part.
Will be life enrichment.
Well, if you have any questions, now would be the time to type them in.
Yes.
Stephanie,
Yes.
what do we have coming up?
All right, be on the lookout in the coming month for a special invitation. Dory Productions is a one-man show, an impersonation of Mark Twain. As you all know, we are under construction here at the village, so we've gotten creative and we
Mhm.
have booked Duncan Hall, the historic Duncan Hall, for this presentation. So be on the lookout for that. And it's an interactive performance, so
Mhm.
it'll be really
That will
fun.
be fun.
Yes, and make sure to RSVP. The link is on our website if you want to sign up. Just sign up through there and we'll get the invite.
Yeah, I had not been to Duncan Hall. And when we were hunting for a location to do this event at,
Mhm.
it just, when I got to go over there and tour it and meet it, so you're new to the
I'm
area.
new, so I
So
haven't
this is
been in
gonna
there.
be so
Yeah.
fun for you.
Exactly.
So this, Mr. Duncan left, he never got to see this place.
Oh, wow.
It was a dream of his, or he thought, he was something that he really thought should happen for the community. There was
Okay.
no gathering spot. There was no like big theater at the
Uh-huh.
time. And he left a legacy, a financial legacy, and
Hmm.
left his wife in charge of this. And he had a much younger wife.
Okay.
And so he left her in charge of it, and she formed this group. What do you want to call it? My brain is stumped. like a foundation.
Okay.
Mhm.
So they
Sure.
built Duncan Hall, but it wasn't, it was for theater, it was a banquet hall, there's all these different meeting rooms and they
Mhm.
each have a theme and a name. But it also was an education center for women coming out of the farms around the
Oh,
turn of the century to come and
nice.
have education
Uh-huh.
in the city and learn a trade.
Great.
So
That's
fascinating. I
wonderful.
just think how interesting. I felt like when I got to tour it, there's such a correlation. I feel like Westminster has brought this legacy of what retirement living can look like and to
Mhm.
Yeah.
have the security of healthcare and all of that. Like there's this
Sure.
history here
Yes.
and we get to go participate and help support another part of
Right,
history
and it's
in
downtown Lafayette.
Yeah, so it'll be a fun afternoon. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. And
It's-
we'll be able
right.
to tour it.
Oh,
So the
that's a
director,
bonus.
yes, the
That's a
director
bonus.
will be on hand
That's great.
and you'll
That
be
is
able to
great.
tour. I mean, it's not huge, so not too difficult, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Sure.
So make sure you get your RSVPs in.
Okay.
Gail, thank you. We're having fun too. I see your comment. Thank you, Gail. Well, everyone, we'll see you next week. We'll be headed. What am I trying to say? We'll be headed southwest
Southwest. and
to
then-
my neck of the woods.
Right.
And Anna will be back with us. And
Right.
turns out, so she was born over on the east side of the state. She lived most of her life down by me.
In Crawford?
Yes.
Huh.
Who knew? So we're going to be heading down to Rockville and Turkey Run,
Mhm.
which is, I live in Crawfordsville, and that's kind of my area of the
Cool.
state, and exploring all that's down there.
Sounds
So
fun.
we'll see you
Yeah,
next
another
week.
good trip. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.